Hello?
Hello, how are you, Michael?
Hi, Chef Puck. This is Michael Chu from Cooking for Engineers.
All right.
I wanted to start off by thanking you for this opportunity to chat with you. And I wanted to let you know that one of the reasons why I got interested in cooking and then writing Cooking for Engineers was actually watching you on television and being awed by your knife skills and the ease with which you moved around the kitchen.
Oh, thank you.
Really taken by that.
Well, that's what I do. That's what I love. So it makes it easy for me.
You can really tell.
Thank you.
When watching you on television, the passion for food really comes through, and your dedication and years of expertise really show. I guess I have some questions, and the biggest one on my mind recently has been the popularity of molecular gastronomy and modernist cuisines or modernist techniques has really taken off in the last decade or so. How do you personally feel about these methods and techniques being used?
You know, a lot of the techniques, a lot of things are very good, and a lot of things are just okay and they will fall away. You know, years ago, like 30, 40 years ago, Nouvelle Cuisine came along, and a lot of people were really saying, that's good, it's just a fad or whatever. You know what? It changed the way chefs were regarded. You know, Nouvelle Cuisine helped to make chefs popular, helped to make chefs have their own restaurants. So I think every movement has some good things. Now, some of the things are silly, some of the things are for show, and I'm sure a lot of good things will come out for it. But I'm really excited because even my 18-year-old son, in his last year in high school, they had a molecular gastronomy class, and I sent some of my chefs to teach them over there.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. So I think technique is always evolving, and it's just a new style of technique, really, where we get new ways of doing things. You know, cooking, poaching, whatever it is, we find out and said, okay, you know what? If I cook my fish on low temperature first, let's say in a water bath, in a circulator, and then take it out, put it on a grill and charcoal the outside and char it in the outside, it will have great flavor but also great moisture. So, you know, we learn. I think I thought I could cook a salmon perfectly 10 years ago, but I think I cook it better today than ever. And the same thing is like we developed our new oven here, which is a low pressure roasting oven. You can use it for anything, but it is a hermetic sealed cabinet where you cook the food in it. So you put it under low pressure. So the low pressure will help to keep the moisture and the flavor inside where it belongs. So you get food which is nice and brown, but also not dried out, because dry heat, as you know, dries out the outside of the roast. And so often when you go somewhere, you get the turkey, the outside is totally stringy and totally dried out. Not with this oven. This countertop oven is really amazing. Not only it cooks much faster, like for a turkey, instead of cooking it 20 minutes per pound, like a 12-pound turkey would take like 3.5 hours at least, this one cooks it in 55 minutes. Why? Because it's under low pressure. And it's so easy to operate. All you have to do is release pressure and open up. And here you see, look at that, a beautiful brown turkey. Now, it took us a while to develop the right amount of heat, the right amount of pressure and everything, so that way you can cook. But can you believe you can get a turkey like that in 55 minutes, under an hour? I mean, that's as good as it gets. So you don't have to be in the kitchen for hours at a time. It also has a rotisserie built in, because I like roasted chicken, and there's no easier way to roast the chicken than on a rotisserie. Why? Because it turns it, and then the chicken gets basted automatically. So you don't have to be there with a spoon and try to spoon burnt fat over it. Here, it's the opposite. The burnt fat drips away. Put it in the rotisserie, put it on rotisserie mold, and under pressure, and in 40 minutes, you have a 4.5-pound chicken done. Release the pressure, and out comes a beautiful brown chicken. Look at that. So you could not get a chicken like that in a supermarket. Why? Because they cook it when they want it. You want to eat at 7 o'clock at night, you pick it up at 4 in the afternoon, reheat it, it's going to be dried out. Now, if you want this chicken at 7 o'clock, you put it in at 6 o'clock, roast it for 45 minutes on the rotisserie, and then you take it out, let it rest for 10-15 minutes, and you will have a perfect roasted chicken with perfect color, juicy in the inside, and a lot of flavor. Now, you also can use...
Your oven works...
Huh?
I'm sorry. I was just going to ask, since your oven works at low pressure, wouldn't it be similar to cooking at high altitude?
You know what? At high altitude, the pressure would be lower, but this one is much better. Obviously, at high altitude, it would take much longer to cook than this one. You couldn't cook a turkey in 55 minutes. So I think when I cook like up in Pachla Gulch, where we have a Espargo restaurant, you know, if you roast or whatever, it roasts pretty similar. But here, to say a 12-pound turkey or a big prime rib, to do it in under 1 hour, no matter where you cook, it won't happen.
I see.
So this, but you also can use it just for regular stuff. You know, you can use it as a regular oven with no pressure. You can use it as a toaster. You can use it to bake your bread, your cakes, your cupcakes, whatever you have to do, you can use that oven. And what I like, it fits underneath the counter, and also it takes regular electricity, so it's just like a toaster oven. It doesn't take any bigger electricity. And you can use it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And when you have it on the counter, it's so much easier to look into what's going on. You don't have to bend over and go underneath and look where your turkey or your toast is. I said that the only thing, what is bad about the oven, we only have 900 available. You know, the real world premiere for it is going to be this Saturday, June 8th on HSN. So we're going to sell 900, and I'm sure they're going to be half of them sold out before I even start, because that's for the whole United States. We have only 900.
You've got to make more.
Yeah, well, it takes time. It takes time. So we'll start, and then we'll see. Make more. I'm sure for the fall, when the baking season starts, it's going to be helpful. But even when you really think in the summertime, you know, you don't want to heat up the kitchen for too long. So you want to make a roasted turkey because you want to make chicken salad or turkey salad, or you want to eat a turkey sandwich or whatever. Here, instead of cooking it for 3.5 hours, you cook it in 55 minutes. So you save energy, time, and also the energy on the air conditioner. You don't have to cool down your kitchen as much. So it's really an amazing new appliance. And I think since the microwave, the pressure cooker, this is the third one in line, I think, which is really great and helpful for any home cook.
Very cool. So you can definitely hear your passion for the technology in your new oven.
Yeah, I think, Yeah, what do you mean?
Oh, I was just going to ask you another question.
Yeah.
More general. I think earlier you mentioned like some chefs use new techniques or new technology and they just do it for show. And that got me thinking that there are a lot of restaurants these days that add a lot of theatricality to their dining experience. And it's almost as if people are going to eat for novelty instead of for the food. What do you think about the increasing theatricality in fine dining?
Well, I think going out is theater. Going out is a show too. But at the end, if the food doesn't taste good and you don't get good service, you won't go that often. You know, if the maitre d' or the waiters are snobby and you said, you know, I don't want to spend my money in a place like that just to see some liquid nitrogen smoke all over the place. You know, you want the food to taste good. And at the end, people don't really care how you make it as long as it comes in a timely fashion with friendly service, and I think that it tastes good. Because I tell all my chefs, you know, when people go home, I want them to have a memory of one dish which stays in their head. So that way a week later or 10 days later or 3 days later, they say, wow, I would like this dish again. So,
yeah,
so I think there are a lot of young chefs out there, you know, who don't really have the experience. They just do something new because it's new, and they go away. And then you have some who do a great job and they do well.
I totally agree. That's, yeah. Do we have any more time? Can I ask you a couple other questions? Or?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have, I'm not the timekeeper.
Let him know we have 1 minute. 1 minute.
1 minute, okay.
So, what? I guess another general question. This one came from my wife. There's hundreds of ways to cook an egg, and we were just curious. What's your personal favorite way to do it?
What do you say? What to cook? What?
An egg. Like
oh, an egg.
Or a poached egg, or a.
You know, I like to go to the farm and get farm fresh eggs first, but I love scrambled eggs, or I like an omelet if it's done right. And you know, very few chefs actually can do great scrambled eggs or great omelets. I did a cooking show on the Top Chef, and I had 6 chefs making an omelet. Not one could do it right. So I think maybe for these chefs to make a 3-minute egg boiled in water would be the best way. But I think I like scrambled eggs and a great omelet. Even with a little truffle on top, I won't say no.
Do you like your omelets plain, or do you like it with a bunch of stuff? Like
no, I like it with a few things. Like if you have mushrooms, cheese, whatever it is, but it has to be cooked right, just like a steak. I like it cooked in the outside and nice and soft and tender in the inside. Then if you just have salt, pepper, maybe a little Parmesan cheese, maybe a little truffle in the season, or some sauteed onions with some smoked salmon at the end, maybe a little dill cream in the middle, so you can really make it so interesting. Eggs are great flavor carriers, so you can change them and make so many delicious things with it.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
And since I moved to Texas a few years ago from California,
yeah,
I've got to ask you, do you do any barbecuing?
You know, we have 3 grills here at Spargo. You know, we do not barbecuing, but we do a lot of grilling. I have a Japanese Spinjo grill, which cooks over very high heat. I have a wood-burning grill, and I have a charcoal grill. So I have all my grilling I do at the restaurant. At home, I have my new oven now, which I use the most because my kids love roasted chicken. So I put it in, I go play soccer with them, and 45 minutes later, I have a great roasted chicken, maybe with some roasted potatoes underneath, a little garlic, and a salad on the side.
Chef, you can let Michael know that we are actually out of time.
Okay, okay, Michael.
If you ever find yourself, if you ever find yourself in Austin, I'd love to take you around to some great food out here.
Okay, I know Austin has great food, Michael. I went a few times there, and I think I went to some food festivals there years ago. So I love Austin. I come there and visit you, okay? I'll get your number. Thank you, Michael. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.